Have you ever wondered whether you can trust God? For me, that was ultimately rooted in questions about whether or not I can trust the Bible. I wanted to know whether I could trust the historical details that were in the scriptures, because the Bible claims to be God's interaction with real people at real points in time in history in real places. And so through it, you're able to see the character of God and what relationship with God looks like. But the degree to which you're willing to, or the degree to which you believe that the Bible is in fact a credible source of information is going to directly impact the degree to which your relationship with God will deepen and grow. Why? Because our relationship with God is ultimately requires us to trust in a variety of different ways. And just like when we meet new people, we have to first come to the conclusion on whether or not the person is worthy of trust. Think about when you meet a new person that you're struggling with whether or not you should trust this person. You end up observing this person in a variety of different situations with a variety of different people. And as a result, you start to extrapolate their character and whether or not that person is worthy of trust. Your mind first has to believe whether or not someone is worthy of trust before your heart can actually trust them. And so that's what we're doing in the scriptures. We're learning about the attributes of God and the trustworthiness of God through his interactions with other people. And as our mind is able to accept whether the truth of whether he is in fact trustworthy based off our observation of him in other circumstances, our heart is more and more able to trust him that he will do and show up in the same ways for us. But all of this is rooted in the reliability of the Bible. And so if the Bible is not true, if it's not giving you real historical information about God's interaction with people, then you can't trust what it says about how he interacts with people. And so that's where archaeology comes into play. It gives you the ability to know that the verifiable things are true. And then you can build upon that and see that the unverifiable things have credibility as well. This is like when you have someone come and give you a report about something that has happened. If this person is a notorious liar, you're going to question whether or not you should believe what they have to say about the situation. This is a very different kind of way that you would react versus if someone came to you to share information who you knew to be an accurate source of information. So what we're going to do is over the next couple of sessions, I'm going to share a variety of different archaeological finds that go and support the facts behind the scriptures. This is important because we don't have faith that the facts happened. We have faith in the implications of those facts for theology and for our life. So what do I mean by this? That Jesus lived at a particular point in time in history, that he lived in a particular location, that he was crucified by the Romans, that he was thought to have been raised again. Those are all historically verifiable pieces of information. We do not believe that Jesus lived, died, was crucified, and seen again as risen on faith. We take those things on fact. But that his death, burial, and resurrection counted for us and was able to reconcile us to God, we take that on faith, rooted in the truth and trustworthiness of the facts. Scripture tells us that if in fact Jesus was not raised from the dead, then our faith is in vain. And so that's what we're trying to do, is verify that the historical details that our faith is rooted in, that those in fact are reliable sources of information. Why? Because the cross proves that God desires relationship with you, and you don't have to stay in distrust forever if you don't want to. I have a ministry called Doubtless Faith where I help people who desire a relationship with Jesus but who can't seem to make themselves believe. I help them move out of disbelief by removing the intellectual and emotional obstacles to connection with God. We have a 1 hour seminar coming up on Saturday, January 24th with obstacles to connecting with God. You can find information on that seminar at www.doubtlessfaith.com. Tomorrow, I'm going to come to you with some examples of what we would lose if the Bible is not, in fact, a credible source of information. Looking forward to seeing you then. Thank you.